Good day, good morning. Welcome to the annual University Conference and the official start of the 2020-2021 academic year. Thank you for your presence and attention today. I especially want to welcome those of you who are new to the Eagle family. We are very happy that you decided to join us. Despite what is going on in our local community and even the world, I hope that each of you have taken some time over the summer to get rejuvenated and excited about the start of this new academic year. I want to thank the University Conference Planning Committee for putting together this year's conference, the theme of which is NCCU Still Soaring. These are challenging times, to say the least. And one thing I have learned is that it is a time to be thankful. Since March, individuals from across the campus have been working diligently to address the COVID-19 crisis. Thank you for all of your service on committees and subcommittees that have assisted in developing our path forward this academic year. Thank you for expending time and energy to retool in order to ensure that you are prepared to teach and advise in new and different ways. Thank you for providing endless hours of training and assistance to those who needed it. Thank you for working diligently to prepare the campus for the fall semester and beyond. Thank you for providing excellent customer service, even though you might not really have wanted to because of the way someone spoke to you. I thank you for providing excellent customer service. And most importantly, thank you in advance for complying with health and safety protocols. And thank you for your commitment to ensuring that others comply with these protocols to ensure that you and everyone else on this campus is safe. If I missed a category, please feel free to add it to the list of thank yous that I am extending on behalf of the university's administration. After reflections and the introduction of the Chancellor by Ms. NCCU, we will hear from our Chancellor, Johnson O'Akinade, regarding the way forward for our university. He will share highlights from the 2019-2020 academic year, provide updates on key performance indicators, UNC system metrics, and other things. I now invite the Reverend Gloria Winston-Harris, Director of the Office of Spiritual Development and Dialogue, to the podium for reflections. Thank you all for being here, whether physically or virtually. The program will proceed as printed.
Good morning to all who gather here today. Though not physically, we gather as one as we begin this new academic year. North Carolina Central University embarks upon its 2020 Virtual University Conference, ever mindful that more than ever, it is important to hold on to our faith and hope. Whether through faith in God or each other, we must hold on to faith, remembering on this day that we share a connection. Yes, we are in such a very different world than when we started last August. As we stand together on this and the threshold of what is to come, we are undergoing as a global community. The previous months presented us with unusual circumstances in which we have battled to live out our university's core values of truth and service. And oh yes, we have adapted to unforeseen circumstances and celebrated numerous accomplishments. Yes, we said farewell to some members of our North Carolina Central University family, local community, and others. We will not forget the 1,070 plus Americans that have died from COVID-19. And nor will we forget the numerous families impacted by this pandemic. But today we are all drawing on our faith and the sources of strength in dealing with loss in one form or another. Loss of someone, something, or a way of life. But through our faith and hope, the gift of grief and loss opens us up to something greater, greater hope and faith in each other. So today I give thanks for the contributions of many of our students, our faculty, staff, administration, and board of trustees, alums, friends, and community partners of NCCU. And oh yes, we celebrate the gifts and graces of our tremendous Chancellor, Dr. Johnson O'Akinyele. As a person of faith, I have been honored to walk with people during some of the happiest and saddest times of their lives. But one thing I have learned is that during those moments, there is always an open invitation. An invitation that invites each of us to lean in on faith and hope. I extend that invitation today during these reflections. I extend it and I say the same words of encouragement and affirmation to each of you. Hear these words. First of all, do the best that you can. Give the best that you have. Secondly, I'm reminded to keep the faith. Keep the faith in God and each other. And lastly, I emphasize today the importance of the main ingredient, hope. You see, hope is born out of suffering, and it begins and ends with hope. We know NCCU is all about hope. So today, we grab a hold of that hope. The hope that our founder, James E. Shepherd, established when NCCU came as a private institution for religious training. Faith was at the core of our founder, and faith is what we stand on today as we begin this new academic year. So in closing, as I begin this academic year filled with hope, I invite you to extend that deep hope and appreciation for each other and our university's heritage in faith. Faith and hope stands for and symbolizes what we provide to our students, faculty, staff, key stakeholders, and community every day. It is my prayer that we will all accept this invitation, the invitation to have faith and hope as we begin this new academic year, and that we will see a glimpse of yesterday that points each of us towards the hope-filled possibilities of our great future for our beloved NCCU. Thank you.
Was built on truth and service craft. Our maroon gray cannot be denied, and our eagle pride is always amplified. Greetings, I am Imani Johnson, the 78th Miss North Carolina Central University. As a proud eagle, it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Johnson Akinleye. Johnson O. Akinleye was appointed the 12th Chancellor of North Carolina Central University on June 26, 2017. During my time here at NCCU, I have watched the Chancellor demonstrate great leadership from the university enrollment of over 8,200 students to the largest number of graduates for the fall commencement. Not only that, but he has led the development of 3 new major capital projects. I am excited as a student leader to one day walk into the new student center. I am proud to watch the building of 3 new residence halls. And I am definitely excited about the new School of Business that our Chancellor has led as a capital project. Additionally, he was instrumental in securing approval for NCCU's Millennial Campus designation in October 2018, making the institution the first historically black college and university in the University of North Carolina system to gain a designation as a single institution. Dr. Akinleye is leading the development and implementation of a 5-year strategic plan, as well as a 10-year master plan. He has executed a comprehensive $3 million campus security initiative that invests in the safety and security of NCCU students, faculty, staff, and visitors. As a student, I appreciate his support and concern during this pandemic and the social injustice to ensure that our campus is safe. Can I just say that Black Lives Matter? As a young Black educated woman, I am proud to stand united with my sisters and brothers at this historically Black university called NCCU. Dr. Akinleye arrived at NCCU in February of 2014 to serve as a provost and vice chancellor for academic affairs. In that role, he established the Office of Faculty Professional Development, the Office of E-Learning, and the state-of-the-art Fab Lab. He also successfully increased full-time student enrollment and expanded the university's academic degree offerings. As an aspiring graduate, it makes me so proud to have the Chancellor that has graduated from Alabama A&M University and Howard University, showing that HBCUs have always been in his blood. I don't know about you, but I love my HBCU. Dr. Akinleye has received numerous teaching and service. He is married to Juanita Ackenlay, a registered nurse, and the two have 2 adult children, Nikki and Peter. I have been introduced to Lady Soaring to the Eagle Promise from our First Lady. The Eagle Promise was launched by Dr. Ackenlay with 4 priorities to prepare students to be career ready. As a proud Eagle, I can stand before you today and say, in honor of Dr. Ackenlay's vision, I will graduate in 4 years, successfully complete my internship, aim to secure employment, and will continue building my leadership skills as your Miss North Carolina Central University. That's my Eagle Promise. And I can proudly say that my Eagle Pride is truly amplified. Please join me in welcoming our Chancellor, Dr. Johnson O. Ackenlay.
Good morning. I know we don't have too many of us in the auditorium, and I can hear the echo from your voices. But we can pretend that we have a full auditorium by our rousing response. So good morning. Good morning. That sounds better. We're not muffled by the masks that we're wearing. So it's indeed a good morning and a good day here at NCCU. I want to thank Ms. Johnson. As you can tell, NCCU is producing talents. Very sharp student, well articulate, well presented, and just a well-rounded student. So thank you for that wonderful introduction. I also want to thank you and commend you for the important work that you've been doing leading the political action and civic engagement, or what we refer to as PACE community on campus. And during the 2019-2020 academic year, your work and the work of this committee is actually focused on the importance of voter registration, education, mobilization, and so on and so forth. We are proud of what you are doing as a student leader. I know that you're going to even do better now as your role serving as Miss NCCU. So we applaud you and we look forward to working with you. Let's give Ms. Johnson another round of applause for her. I also want to acknowledge the work of the University Conference Committee. I'm not going to begin to mention names, but collectively, I want to thank you. All of you who participated, got involved, to make sure that our normal operations are not deterred because of the coronavirus. We're still in business. So I want to thank you for putting together our university conference in a safe environment that still gives us an opportunity to operate as a committee and to share our accomplishments during the year. The theme of our university conference today, NCCU Still Sorry, is quite appropriate and befitting. Even with all of the challenges that we all faced, individually, collectively, as an institution, and as a nation, we continue to soar as an institution. Our metrics and our indicators will show you that the work that each of you are doing in your various departments also speak to the resilience of this great institution. As part of our new normal this year, for the first time, perhaps, since we began this university conference, we are conducting this program virtually, and I think you know why. Due to the coronavirus has consumed our lives since early this year. We have a very small number of administrators here with us in the School of Education auditorium, all of whom are participating in social distancing and wearing face coverings, as you can see. And I'm saying this for the benefit of those who are participating and who are watching the streaming, so that they are assured that what we're doing is safe and that we are complying with all of the CDC and all of our scientists' expert opinion. I would like to introduce to you this morning members of the North Carolina Central University's Chancellor's Cabinet and Executive Leadership Team, many of whom are here this morning in the room. And you'll see their pictures displayed as I also introduce them individually. Dr. Yolanda Banks Anderson, who serves as an interim provost and vice chancellor for academic affairs, is here. Ms. Kua Madison, our interim vice chancellor for administration and finance, here. Dr. Angela Coleman, our vice chancellor for student affairs. Dr. Chia Sublette, our vice chancellor for institutional advancement, who is the newest member of the Chancellor's Cabinet, who just began a tenure here yesterday. We would like for Dr. Sublette to stand, only because she's new, so that you may recognize her. Let's give her a we welcome you to NCCU. Dr. Ingrid Rico McCree, our athletics director, is here. Mr. Michael Hill, our Chief Human Resource Officer, who's also been with us this early this year, is here with us. And of course, Attorney Financial Mary Shepherd, who is our interim Chief Legal Counsel. I'm sure she's probably here as well. If not, you have met her. And Ms. Leah Krause, our Chief Information Officer, is here, as well as our Chief of Staff, Dr. Azar. Let's give all of them another warm round of applause. As we begin the 2020-21 academic year very differently than any previous year, we still have the pleasure of welcoming new members of both the faculty and the staff to the Sloping Hills and Verdant Green. As the Provost mentioned, we want to thank you, those of you who have relocated to join the ranks of our faculty and our staff, even during the crisis of this pandemic. You made some sacrifices to travel, to interview, and to relocate. We want to assure you that you come to join a winning team, and we appreciate you making the best decision of your entire life. Here at NCCU, there are members of our Eagle family who I would like to especially recognize. These are individuals who have been working hard on our campus since March to serve our students and our faculty and to prepare our campus for our return this fall. These men and women have worked in units within the divisions of administration and finance, academic affairs, student affairs, as well as the office of the chancellor, to ensure we were prepared to safely welcome back our students as well as all members of our campus community. On behalf of the administration and our board of trustees, I want to thank all of them for working so hard. I'd also like to express my deepest gratitude to the team that's been meeting every week to plan our return. This is the Operations, Recovery, and Continuity Task Force and all of its subcommittees for working hard, for developing and implementing the plans that most effectively address the need to protect the health and well-being of all of us. Now, people might think that simply because we've been working remotely or because we have not been physically on the campus, that we have not been working hard. I assure you that we've even worked harder. These groups really have been working every week to make sure that we pay attention to even minor details that will prepare us for a safe return to campus. In addition, I also would like to recognize the transitions that each of you have had to make since early this year due to COVID. While we are creating a new normal for our families at home, you remain equally committed to pivoting at work, finding new ways to teach, work, and manage your teams from remote locations. I'm especially grateful for the unwavering dedication that each of you demonstrated to our students while simultaneously managing the numerous responsibilities you have beyond your professional lives. This crisis has been unlike anything else that we've ever witnessed in our lifetime and because of our history. But as Eagles, we know that we shall persevere and get through these challenging times together. Individually and collectively, COVID-19 continues to reshape our lives. In the midst of it all, we have been working rapidly to respond to this pandemic and its ongoing impact. Our campus reopening plans have focused on the health, safety, and well-being of our students, faculty, staff, and visitors. These details are available in both the Protecting the Nest guidelines for returning to North Carolina Central University and the Operations Recovery and Continuity Plan distributed in June. We will continue to follow guidelines established by the University of North Carolina system, as well as the advancement of local, state, and federal health experts and officials. Staff and faculty began returning in phases in June, and our students started moving into their on-campus residential halls on August 4. Over the past 2 months, many of you have participated in one or more of the 6 town hall sessions presented by NCCU staff and faculty settings, Office of Human Resources, Division of Academic Affairs, and Department of Environmental Health and Safety. Meanwhile, the Division of Student Affairs hosted 4 town halls for our students that offered guidance on topics ranging from instructional delivery to student engagement. At this time, I would like to invite Dr. Christian Long, who is the Director of Environmental Health and Safety, to share more about the university's COVID-19 preparations and response. Dr. Long served as the coordinator of NCCU's Pandemic Emergency Response Team after joining us in February from the North Carolina State Laboratory of Public Health. At this time, I'm going to ask Dr. Long to please come forward and give us a brief review of our plan. Dr. Christian Long.
So good morning, everyone, and thank you, Chancellor and this group, for allowing me to speak today. As our faculty and staff and students begin to return to campus, I want to take a minute and just acknowledge the uncertainty that surrounds this year and what we know about this virus and how to best protect ourselves. This seems to be constantly changing and evolving, and I know that this creates a level of uncertainty and fear that we have to deal with. So I'm not here today to tell you that we have all of the answers, but I will let you know that this leadership team around the pandemic has been very focused on understanding the science and the guidelines that are out there and putting proper mitigations and plans in place that will allow everyone to come back to campus as safely as possible. So the first thing is the Operations Continuity and Recovery Plan. This has been mentioned, and I would highly encourage everyone to take the opportunity to read it. It is a lengthy document, but it does talk about all of the plans. It gives you all of the information that you need. So take a few minutes and sit down with it and really understand the things that have been put into place. But I did want to touch just specifically on a couple of items from those plans, from that plan, and as well as the Protecting the Nest. So daily surveys. We have surveys that must be taken by students, employees, and visitors to campus before they're allowed to come on campus or exit the residence hall. Student Affairs has been working really hard to update the student conduct and community standards to implement changes that are specific to COVID as they relate to students on campus and some of the concerns that we faced. We've also put in place a COVID phone line that will be rolled out this week to everyone. This is a site where a single phone number that you can call and you can get the most current updates for what's happening on campus as far as COVID goes. It also will allow faculty and staff to report signs and symptoms of COVID, positive test results, or if you've been notified that you've had close contact. And this will then be routed directly to medical professionals here on campus who will assist you further. So, and the Chancellor did mention this, we have been working really hard to make sure that our plans stay in alignment with the most current guidance that's out there from our national, state, and local, federal, or national, state, and local public health partners, as well as the University of North Carolina system. So looking around you today, whether you're in this room and came into this building or whether you're in any other building on campus, I think that you can see some of these recommendations already in place. Face coverings are required in all buildings on campus with the exception of private offices or private residence rooms with the door closed. They're also required outside when you are not able to maintain the proper 6 feet of social distance. Social distancing is being encouraged on campus with the use of signage. We're reminding everyone to stay your 6 feet, whether that's with floor dots, giving you guidance as to how to line up, or the unidirectional arrows that tell you, how to maintain distance when you're in a hallway. Our Building Environmental Services group we were very fortunate, is led by Mr. Robert Toll, who has experience in hospital infection control. So very early on, we were able to put enhanced cleaning and disinfection protocols in place. This includes more frequent cleaning of commonly used areas and high-touch areas, as well as more frequent cleaning. I did want to remind everybody here, though, that we said this on campus. Sanitation during this time is everyone's business. It's everyone's job. We all need to be responsible for that. So with that said, we've put together a stockpile of COVID PPE and supplies that you're able to order. We've asked that supervisors or higher order those so that we're doing larger groups. But you are able to order those, so you will have disinfectant supplies and hand sanitizer. Those items will be available to you as needed to make sure that you can keep your space as clean as it needs to be. We've set up and designated certain buildings for quarantine and isolation of our student population to be used as needed as we progress through the semester, and actually use those plans and protocols early in the spring when we still had students remaining here on campus. So we've actually worked through those protocols and run through them in real time. In addition, we placed plexiglass shields in areas, again, this was done based on CDC guidance, where people are not able to maintain 6 feet of distance or where they're in contact with large numbers of people over an extended period of time. And both Human Resources and Student Affairs are working to make sure that we are able to identify and address concerns with our higher risk populations, whether this be through workplace accommodations or through the Student Accommodations Office. So that's all I have for today. And again, I just want to say, I know this is a time of great uncertainty. I hope that you will go read the continuity plan and protecting the nest, and that information in there is reassuring to you. This is our new normal, and this is what we have to do. So let's all get on board. I did want to just leave you with this, though. As I said, we don't have all the answers, but I have been extremely fortunate to work with the group of leaders that I worked with over the last few months. They have shown amazing expertise, compassion, ingenuity, and teamwork that I think is rare even in normal situations. So thank you all.
I want to thank Dr. Long again for our leadership throughout this period, and we look forward to continue to work with her. Also, to help us reinforce the health and safety guidelines for our community, the public service announcement was developed to assist in sharing this very critical information, and we would queue up the public service announcement now. Share that information with us.
Gentlemen, on behalf of our Chancellor, Dr. Johnson O. Akinleye, and the Board of Trustees, administrators, faculty, and staff, I'd like to welcome you aboard North Carolina Central University's Eagle One with nonstop service via Flight 1910 into the fall 2020 semester. Our semester takes off on August 24th, and as we soar, our flight path will follow a route designed to ensure the health, safety, and well-being of all members of the Eagle community.
Me han pedido que les informe que somos los guardianes de nuestro compañero Águila. Les pedimos que por favor dirijan su completa e interrumpida atención a los representantes de nuestras comunidades de estudiantes, profesores y personal para estos importantes anuncios de seguridad. En este momento, mis compañeros de Eagle les darán algunos consejos importantes.
Pre-flight instructions from our leadership call on everyone to work with classmates and colleagues in holding each other accountable, as together we adopt measures to protect the nest. While NCCU continues to provide our students with a high-quality education, and as we chart a new landscape for student-centered success, numerous health and safety policies, guidelines, and practices must be observed to ensure that we have a safe semester and arrive at our destination, graduation, on time.
At this time, please make sure you are adhering to these 3 essential W's. Wear a face covering. Wait 6 feet apart from others to avoid close contact. And wash your hands.
We'd like to remind you to practice healthy hand hygiene by washing your hands for at least 20 seconds in warm water. If you're not able to wash your hands, remember, you can use hand sanitizer with at least 60% of alcohol to kill all germs.
There are several safety procedures that we have established. Please take a moment to spread your eagle wings and ensure that you are practicing proper social distancing. Remember, stay at least 6 feet away from others and always practice your safety procedures.
While our interior setup looks a bit different, please know that true Eagles are adaptable beings. Safety remains our top priority. We have labeled the seats that cannot be occupied to give you additional leg and breathing room during your journey.
During each of your dining experiences on campus, please follow all the posted instructions and signage.
Thank you for choosing to soar with us here at North Carolina Central University. Now sit back, mask up, and always remember, Eagle Pride amplified. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, Eagle Pride amplified.
press, and want to thank, all of our students, participants, and Ms. Johnson, and faculty and staff who have participated in that PSA. That simply tells you how serious we are at NCCU, making sure that we protect the nest and that we are keeping everyone safe on our campus. So again, I want to also thank the Department of Marketing and Communication, Ms. Diana Hernandez and her team for really taking the lead in producing this PSA. Well, let's give them another round of applause. Beginning in March, next slide please, we shifted the way that we thought, advised, and engaged our students. Yet, student success has remained one of our top and most urgent priorities. Our commitment to Eagle Promise has not waned. We will continue to produce students who graduate in 4 years, as you heard Ms. Johnson mention. Students who become socially and globally engaged. Students who gain experience in leadership skills and emerge as graduates who are job ready for employment or equally well qualified to proceed to graduate or professional school. At our last year's university conference, we introduced the university's 5 strategic plan titled 5-year strategic plan titled Charting a New Landscape for Student-Centered Success. This plan includes 4 central goals: innovation, research, and entrepreneurship, collaboration and partnership, student access and success, institutional sustainability. Over the past year, and in the midst of this current pandemic, we have been resilient enough to successfully strengthen the university in its work of preparing our students for the global marketplace. I would like to thank all of you for your efforts so far and for updating and making progress in implementing the plan. Next slide. These are the key priorities we addressed in 2019-2020 academic year and a few of our accomplishments. You will also note that we made sure to link each priority to an appropriate goal in the strategic plan. We had an excellent year. We were able to achieve all but 2 of our priorities in 2019-20. You all should be very proud of the hard work and the focus given to our plan. A few highlights include the realignment of programs, colleges and schools, and development of innovative curriculum aligned with emerging workforce demands, and enabled creation of the new College of Arts, Social Sciences, and Humanities, and the new College of Health and Sciences. The completion of a new university master plan, a 10-year master plan. The execution of a campus initiative that included faculty and staff training on mental health for our students, and the establishment of partnerships with major corporations in the research triangle path. Other accomplishments of note include successfully graduating our first Chile-wide merit scholars in just 2 years, securing $30.68 million in research and sponsored programs, and to include $1.5 million in funding to study the public health and economic impact of COVID-19 and to conduct testing in underserved communities of North Carolina, as well as expanding our relationship with Vance Granville Community College as part of North Carolina's Pathway to Success program. For the 2021 academic year, we are addressing a new set of priorities on the university's 5-year plan. We expect to accomplish all of the priorities in the plan by the end of the 5th year, which will be 2024. A few of our upcoming goals include the development of a data dashboard by deans and other academic units for even more effective decision-making, the expansion of leadership development programs for faculty, the creation of a new scholarship program for rural and low-income students, and an update of NCCU's economic impact study. Those are some of the things that we are going to embark upon during this academic year. This slide here gives us an update as well on the 9 metrics that's been set aside for us by the USS system that we must address. And our objectives for each metric are listed here, as well as an update on where we are in addressing each of these metrics. I'm happy to report to you that we are exceeding in our goals for graduation rates, undergraduate degree efficiency, and particularly in research and sponsored programs. We will have a robust class of first-year, first-time freshman students, even with the challenges of the coronavirus this fall. Transfer students, as well as a high number of students who are registered in our graduate studies and School of Law. All of these numbers are up. And I think we should celebrate the work of all those who have been involved in trying to extend the outreach to our students and to bring them to our campus. And I would be remiss if I didn't ask you to please give our Division of Enrollment Management and the Graduate School of Graduate Studies, Extended Studies, a warm round of applause for their work during this period. COVID-19 has prompted us to provide instruction in multiple modes in order to meet new health and safety guidelines. I want to extend a special thanks to our interim provost and vice chancellor for academic affairs, Dr. Elijah Banks Anderson, and the academic affairs team, who has actually led the work of moving this massive undertaking to forward. They worked very hard. And I want to include in that expression of gratitude the Division of Extended Studies, and in particular the Office of Field Learning. I'm not sure if Dr. Pfeiffer McGee is here this morning. If not, I want to ask you to give her a hearty, a rousing applause for the work that they have done to migrate our courses online, to make sure that we are meeting the standards, and to make sure that our faculty members are trained to deliver quality instructions online. So let's give them a hand. As you've seen, these are the metrics for our instructional delivery this fall. Face-to-face, we would have roughly 4.5% of actual hard face-to-face courses. And there are some courses that are just difficult put online. We have a hybrid as well. That is face-to-face combined with some other virtual delivery to the tune of 32% of our course delivery and 63% of all of our instructions are going to be online. I'm just impressed with the work that's been done to make sure that NCCU is able to adapt, is flexible, but yet still delivering quality. I want to encourage our faculty this morning, wherever you are, in your offices or at home, watching the streaming. I want to encourage you that if you need assistance, additional assistance during this transition, you know that we've put so many resources in place. Please do not hesitate to contact the Office of E-Learning and to be connected to the team that is working with Blackboard to help you with your courses. I'm also going to encourage department chairs, deans, to be sure that we keep our students engaged. Engagement is important. Even though we are delivering most of our courses online, there are ways by which we can still engage our students through chat, boxes, forums, and email, telephone calls. All of these things can be used to keep our students engaged, and I would encourage you to encourage your faculty to do so. Next slide, please. I'm also happy to share with you some of the progress that we've made on our capital projects. As Ms. Johnson mentioned, we've embarked upon a number of capital projects to expand our campus, which is really part of our strategic plan. I'm happy to report to you that we have a new food retailer on campus, and I've seen a lot of students there as they come on campus, and that is our new Starbucks on campus, which is a new addition to our footprint. And again, I am just delighted, and I want to thank the Division of Administration and Finance under Ms. Aqua Matheson for working so hard. I gave them a deadline, by the way, you know, and I didn't anticipate that the coronavirus was coming, and I gave them a deadline to get it done. And believe it or not, even in the middle of all of the pandemic, they finished the construction and the opening. And I'm just so pleased that our students now have a place outdoor that they can sit in social distance and still enjoy the beautiful campus that we have. We also have in progress 2 of our 3 public-private partnership projects. That is the 2 housing units that will be opening this semester. The Olmsted Street apartment has 386 apartment units. You can see the picture of what the rooms look like and what is awaiting our students, as well as the George Street Hall, which has 406 semi-suites. These are, believe it or not, these are very challenging fits because of the coronavirus. There were delays in supply chains, etc., people getting sick and all of that. But even with that, the completion of these units are well within reach and should be serving our students very well this semester. We've also started the construction of the 3rd residential hall on Blossom Street. You will see that as you go through, and the construction is moving progressively on time, and we will have 482 semi-suites when this is completed by June of 2021. As well as tremendous progress has been made on the site of the new student center. That is the new student center. As you pass by there, you can actually see it taking this shape. And this is a place where we believe, which we believe will serve our students in their social and civic engagement on campus. And we look forward to the completion of this building in December of 2021. As well as the Army Sidewalk will begin in March, right around the corner, with the new School of Business, and that is the rendition of that. And we expect to complete that building by May 2022. Eagle family, we know this academic year will be unlike anything that we've ever experienced. I encourage you to access any available resources that you may need, whether it is through the Office of Human Resources or Division of Academic Affairs. If you identify a student who may need assistance, please refer them to the appropriate campus office. We are human beings, and we have emotions. As we indicated at the beginning of this presentation, it's been tough for all of us. But as Eagles, we are resilient. We fly high above the stars. And as a community, as a family, we shall overcome. As leaders in this room, because you are of your various grades, your staff, your faculty, they are dependent on you. Your students are dependent on you. We have to serve as the models. And when I say models, I'm simply referring to making sure that we follow all the guidelines that will keep us safe. Wearing masks, educating our faculty, our staff, and our students. This is just not an attempt to keep yourself safe, which I think is important. But you also have to do this to keep your fellow Eagle safe. I want you to know that even as we speak today, our best plan is as good as now, because we are discovering new information daily on this pandemic. But our role and our goal is to stay about that, to be resilient and to be flexible and to be willing to adapt. That's what we're going to do. So as we learn new ideas, we will implement new modalities, new models, we will implement. I ask you to keep an open mind and to know that this institution is celebrating its 110 years. We've come through many, many storms. And this institution shall be here 110 years from today. Nothing, not even the coronavirus can stop North Carolina Central University and the Eagles. So I want to thank you this morning for everything that you've done, that you will continue to do in your respective roles. As we start the fall, our students are on campus now, and I guarantee you we shall make it to the end of the semester. Once again, I want to thank you for your attention, and I look forward to working with all of you as we move forward in the fall semester. Thank you very much.
Good morning, NCCU. I'm Patrice Walker. Tammy Jones and I served as the 2019 State Employees Combined Campaign co-chairs. Last year, we were able to work with several Rockstar team captains to encourage 22% of NCCU employees to give. Together, we raised $17,138 on behalf of NCCU to assist in supporting the endeavors of various charities supporting the state of North Carolina. We surpassed our goal of $16,000 by $1,138. We've done great work, but there's still more we can do to achieve, there's still more we can achieve to stamp our NCCU print on this campaign. I will pass it off to Tammy to tell you more about the fruits of our labor.
Thank you, Patrice. Good morning, Eagle family. It's such a pleasure to see everyone, even in such times as this. As Patrice indicated, we're here today with a special presentation and the success story that comes with that presentation. And it is not a result of the efforts of just Patrice and I, yet we partnered to co-chair the State Employees Combined Campaign in representation of North Carolina Central University. It is an effort that was a result of collaboration, partnership, and effective and timely communication. So while we met, there were others that we certainly want to acknowledge this morning that helped to make us, put us in a place of success. And those are our campus partners, our team captains who gave up their time and worked with us to help encourage the giving of the various faculty and staff who are a part of those numbers that Patrice just shared. And so we say thank you to all of you. And yes, there is more to come. There will be another campaign. It may not look the same, but we have to gear up for it once again. But today we stand to say that we are excited that we accomplished the goal. Thank you, Chancellor, and your office for your support in the various events and activities that we held on campus last fall. And as a result of that, Patrice and I, along with all other representatives for the State Employees Combined Campaign with the UNC System Schools, were invited to a celebration at the Governor's Mansion. And there, North Carolina Central University received the highest honor for campaign excellence. And so today, Chancellor, we stand to present to you and to the employees of the university the 2019 Chairman's Award. So wherever you are this morning, and those of you here in the auditorium, join me in putting your hands together for another success. Chancellor, we will present this to you in the package in which you're arrived safely.
Okay. You can just stretch it to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Let's give him another hand. Thank you.
I will close for purpose. Thank you.
Okay, we're coming to the end of the road for this program, but before we end, I'd like to University updates. I commend to your reading as we study the service milestones on the back of the bulletin. I commend to your reading the service milestones in the back of the bulletin. And I'm going to digress just a hot second because a certain part whose name I will not know looked at this and realized that she had 25 years of service, and she did a little jig behind that, finding she actually had 25 years of service. We will not call any names. As many of you know, the university conference is usually followed by the faculty and staff institutes, and that will not occur this year. However, I would like to thank the deans and the department chairs for their work, beginning their work on programming in the schools and colleges and departments. Some of that is actually beginning this weekend. I would also like this afternoon, I apologize. I would also like to take this opportunity to recognize several faculty achievements from last academic year. Under normal conditions, these recognitions would have occurred either at graduation or during the faculty staff appreciation banquet. I'd like to recognize the 2020 University of North Carolina Board of Governors Award for Excellence in Teaching, which was presented to Dr. Shante White, Associate Professor, Department of Mass Communications, is actually featured in our video. Also, this year there were 4 recipients of the North Carolina Central University Award for Excellence in Teaching. Those recipients are Dr. Omar Christian, Assistant Professor in the Department of Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry. Dr. Caressa Gerald, Assistant Professor in the Department of Environmental, Earth, and Geospatial Sciences. Dr. Frank Rodriguez, Assistant Professor in the Department of Criminal Justice. And Dr. Nathan Weimer, Assistant Professor in the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry. Please note that in addition to these accomplishments, we will be recognizing many others who have made various achievements in various areas. I just knew that Ayana would shoot me trying to add them to the program, so we will do that under a separate venue or activity. In closing, I do want to thank all of you for all you've done to ensure that our flight through the 2020-2021 academic year is safe and most of all successful, especially for our students. Thank you.
This concludes the program. Thank you.